From the eerie sounds of devil crying babies echoing through a restroom, to the unsettling recordings of a cave monster, and even the discovery of a cyclopean skull by a group of workers. If you're intrigued by the world of the unexplained,
I was looking for that helicopter or what the hell that was.
As we grow older, it's natural for our bodies to shift and evolve. It's just part of the human journey. But in the animal kingdom, it's different. Old age can transform them into something entirely strange, almost unrecognizable. This clip comes from Reddit, where the original poster was just as baffled as we are, asking what on earth the creature in the video could be. At first glance, it looks like a bizarre, oversized rat, nibbling on what seems to be a grape. Its posture is hunched, its head completely bald, and it sports a few tufts of white hair clinging to its body, as if they too have given up. The face looks like it's lived through ages of hardship, and those long, almost alien-like years only add to its otherworldly appearance. But fear not. This isn't some spawn of the underworld. What you're seeing is actually a silvery marmoset, an adorable monkey species. The only twist is that this one shows the wear and tear of old age. These creatures typically live around 16 years. And when they're in their prime, they're covered in a soft, full coat of hair. But as they age, they begin to resemble the one in this video. Balding, frail, and a little ghostly. It's fascinating, isn't it? Watching this little guy with his patchy fur, arthritic hands, and almost human-like fragility, you can't help but be reminded of how we all age the same after all. Nature has a way of reminding us that we haven't seen it all. Just when we think we've got it figured out, it throws something completely unexpected our way. This next video is the perfect example of that. This video exploded on the internet, going viral almost instantly due to its sheer weirdness. What we're seeing is a large, black creature slowly making its way through a grassy field. The strange part? This creature doesn't seem to match anything we know of. Its shape and posture are completely off, almost like an oversized reptile or some prehistoric beast brought back to life. Personally, it gives me a mix between a bear and a Komodo dragon, with its lumbering movement and strange proportions. Now, I'll admit the video quality is a bit blurry, adding to the eerie vibe, so this could easily be some clever editing, or just maybe a rare and undiscovered creature. Whatever it is, one thing's for sure, I definitely wouldn't want to run into this thing. 4 construction workers in the Midwest were going about their usual routine, digging like any other day. But what they unearthed deep in the ground, well, let's just say some things are better left untouched.
Ordinary. An enormous skull with what looks like a single sizable eye socket right in the middle of the forehead. The ancient Greeks collected fossils like these and believed they told a story about massive monsters.
This video, uploaded as part of a documentary on YouTube, reveals the shocking discovery of a massive skull unlike anything you'd expect to find. What made it even more bizarre was the singular, heart-shaped eye socket right in the center of its head. The sheer size of this skull alone would make anyone believe it belonged to some kind of giant creature. Experts interviewed in the documentary speculate that this skull may be the remains of a Cyclops, a legendary giant from ancient Greek mythology, known for devouring humans. In the past, even the ancient Greeks collected such skulls, believing they belonged to powerful beings. While some might be fascinated by this eerie discovery, I'm all for burying it right back where it came from, We don't need any ancient curses or bad luck creeping into our modern world, do we? For the Bigfoot enthusiasts out there, I recently managed to create a Bigfoot figurine that I absolutely love having as decoration in my living room, or gifting to some of my friends. If you would like to get one of these for yourself, check this link on the screen or from the video's description. There's a limited number of them. Ring cameras offer us a comforting sense of security, allowing us to keep an eye on what happens outside our homes. However, after watching this chilling video, I realized that what they sometimes capture can do the opposite. What on earth was that? This footage comes from a homeowner's backyard security camera, which caught what many are claiming to be a ghost wandering around. In the video, the camera is focused on the backyard door when suddenly, with a loud metallic clanging, a figure materializes. This spectral entity is eerily white, and while its shape is distinctly humanoid, it feels otherworldly. The figure lingers for a few seconds before vanishing into thin air. Since that night, the homeowner has been left terrified and bewildered, pondering who, or what, paid a visit to their backyard. It certainly looks like a person, but in ghostly form. Perhaps the camera glitched and overlapped day clips with the night footage. Or maybe it's just a ghost intrigued by your tidy backyard. Who knows what's lurking out there these days? Imagine you're going about your morning routine, ready to start your day at work. You turn on your car's radio, expecting some upbeat music to kick off the morning. But instead, you tune into what sounds like secret conversations from outer space. Well, this is exactly what happened to one driver. In this video recorded by the driver, we can hear strange, high-pitched noises coming from the car radio, almost as if otherworldly beings are chattering among themselves. These sounds start as rumbling, then transition into a bizarre quacking, only to get even more disruptive. Despite the garbled nature of the audio, it's clear there are multiple voices conversing with each other. Now, viewers of this clip are convinced that the radio picked up an alien frequency, capturing a leaked extraterrestrial conversation. And by the sound of it, well, it sure seems like that could be the case. So if any aliens happen to be watching this video, care to translate what was being said? If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. Everyone has their own interpretation of how the end of days might look, and one of the most terrifying scenarios among them is a rain of fireballs from the sky. Well, that's exactly what this next video managed to capture in real life.
Do you have a good camera?
Not really.
Look at this, my camera sucks.
Yeah, it's fuzzy.
Yeah, unless I go far away.
I try to stay still and push on the parts that aren't.
What's going on here? This video was recorded by an apartment owner on an otherwise typical night when they noticed something strange unfolding in the sky. The footage reveals a brilliant display as fireball-like objects plummet through the atmosphere in the distance. It's as if the heavens themselves have decided to launch an all-out assault on Earth, and the sky is erupting with chaos. What's truly eerie about these fireballs is how slowly they descend, almost as if they're being controlled by some unseen force. While some skeptics suggest they might just be military flares, the question remains, why would they be deployed over a city like that? It's a strange and unsettling sight that leaves us questioning what's truly happening in the skies above. Our vast natural ceiling, which we call the sky, is undeniably beautiful, but sometimes it showcases bizarre phenomena that we humans still can't quite comprehend, like these two mysterious portals.
I was looking for that helicopter or what the hell that was.
This video you just watched was captured by a father out for a walk with his child. In the clip, we see two enormous circles carved into the sky, looking incredibly strange against the backdrop of clouds. These circles stand out clearly, and within them, two bright orbs are rapidly rotating along the perimeter. It almost seems as if these orbs are responsible for etching out those peculiar shapes in the sky. I've never encountered a portal myself, but if there were a gateway to the heavens, I imagine it would look just like this, one for entering and the other for exiting. What do you think? Is there something otherworldly happening up there? Ever seen a non-conductor like a tree getting electrocuted? Sounds like nonsense, right? Well, just watch. Yes, you really saw that. This video was captured by a homeowner who witnessed a tree being electrocuted by a live overhead power line. In the footage, we can hear and see the tree igniting as the line comes into contact with it. The electricity from the overhead line travels through the tree to the ground, and the tree's resistance generates intense heat, causing it to catch fire. The tree is burning from the inside out, engulfed in flames. I've never seen a tree go up in flames like that before. Usually, they don't touch overhead lines. However, it's quite common for a branch to make contact with a high voltage wire, heating up and igniting in this dramatic fashion. It's a shocking reminder of the dangers that come with power lines. Imagine waking up in the morning, ready to start your day, only to encounter a snake emerging from your toilet. This video captures exactly that scenario, unfolding in Malaysia. In the footage, we witness a thick snake emerging from the homeowner's toilet. The homeowner records the unsettling scene from a safe distance, suggesting that they encountered the snake before deciding to document it. The snake casually explores its surroundings, seemingly searching for a way to exit. This sight is undeniably frightening and unsettling, as it turns a common morning routine into a potential encounter with unexpected wildlife. Picture yourself on a sundown grocery run, cruising in your car when suddenly, everything becomes brilliantly bright, as if the sun has made an unexpected reappearance. However, the reality dawns on you. It's not the sun causing this intense illumination. This video originates from Russia and was captured by a car's dashcam. The footage reveals a strange, glowing light traversing the sky, gradually approaching the surface. As it descends, the light intensifies, illuminating everything below. According to news reports, this phenomenon was caused by a meteorite disintegrating upon entering Earth's atmosphere. The awareness that it was a meteorite adds an unsettling element to the video. Contemplating the potential consequences if the meteorite had struck the Earth's surface raises questions about the magnitude of destruction it could have caused. Thankfully, the meteorite disintegrated in the sky, preventing any catastrophic impact on the ground. This YouTube video posted by a channel named Asia Wire, showcases an unusual humanoid baby with distinctive features that set it apart from a typical human infant. The baby in the video possesses hands and feet resembling those of an animal, along with a mouth adorned with two prominent fangs and strange ears. The footage, recorded by a woman, appears to be a demonstration of this creature, which could potentially be a prop for a creative project. While there's a possibility that this is a prop, its realistic appearance draws parallels to characters from fantasy films, such as those in The Lord of the Rings. Despite having some human-like features, the baby bears a striking resemblance to a Tasmanian devil, evident in its fangs, hands, feet, and even a tail. The question arises, is this a hybrid between a Tasmanian devil and a human, or is it simply a prop designed for a movie project? This video unveils the discovery of a mysterious marine creature in Mexico, found stranded on a beach. The creature appears massive, resembling a giant octopus upon initial observation. Unfortunately, it seems to have perished a while ago, and its presence raises questions for both locals and investigating authorities. As the cameraman explores the creature's surroundings, it becomes evident that the creature was even larger before reaching the beach, indicated by the segments around it, and upon closer inspection, it seems to be covered with a large piece of fabric entangled in mud. Investigators on the scene attempt to lift this fabric using a stick. While some speculate that this might be a combination of various dead aquatic creatures mixed with ocean plastic waste, such a suggestion remains speculative and uncertain. Have you witnessed the incredible Dubai drone show and marveled at the synchronized formations? Now, imagine that same level of precision, not with drones, but with a peculiar string of small marine creatures. In this video, captured by a scuba diver, a series of small, white, human tooth-shaped creatures are arranged in a string-like formation. What's even more intriguing is their perfect alignment and the presence of a thin string connecting them. It's like a synchronized dance, but with marine life. The video raises numerous questions. Who are these creatures? What are they up to? And what could be their motives for creating such an intriguing formation? The underwater world continues to surprise us with its mysteries. I have a deep appreciation for trail cameras, as they offer a glimpse into the hidden life of the forest, capturing both the fascinating and the unknown. This particular video originates from a trail camera set up in a house backyard. As the footage unfolds, we find ourselves in a snowy landscape, illuminated only by the night sky. Suddenly, a strange humanoid figure dashes across the screen. The creature got long, slender legs and a tall physique, prompting some viewers to suggest it might be a Bigfoot. However, to me, it appears to be something else entirely. We catch a glimpse of flashlight beams, hinting that someone might be actively searching for this mysterious creature. This video raises numerous questions, leaving us pondering the identity of the creature, the reason for its presence, and who might be pursuing it. Here's a friendly piece of advice for all you nature enthusiasts. When you're out enjoying a hike in the forest, it's probably best not to investigate if you happen to hear a scream emanating from the dense woods. This video captures a hiker's experience as he records his journey through the deep woods. Suddenly, a bone-chilling scream echoes through the trees, sending shivers down his spine. The scream is both terrifying and oddly strange, ruling out the possibility of it being a mountain lion, as they typically produce more distinctive humanoid screams. In my estimation, this eerie scream could be attributed to a skinwalker, known for luring unsuspecting hikers into the depths of the woods, setting them up as potential prey. This video originates from Russia, showcasing a weird, mutated goat baby. The goat's appearance is both strange and disconcerting, featuring a face with human-like attributes such as a long nose, mouth, and eyes. Its body is deformed, with unusually long front legs and back legs, making it challenging for the poor goat to walk. Additionally, the video suggests that breathing is a struggle for this creature. While the sight is unsettling, one can't help but feel sympathy for the goat, facing difficulties in daily life due to its deformities. Unfortunately, creatures with such deformations often have shorter lifespans, but there's hope that this goat defies the odds and continues to survive. Reddit is a treasure trove for discovering some of the most chilling and strange videos, and this particular one is no exception. The footage follows two friends exploring an unknown location in the dead of night, armed with their flashlights. Their journey leads them to a sewer entrance where they unexpectedly encounter a strange creature attempting to scale the metal fence.
Dude. Okay.
Witnessing this enigmatic being, both friends immediately bolt away, their screams echoing in the darkness.
We're going. Dude, we gotta go! Dude, that thing's booking it! Go! Dude, my light's not working.
As they put some distance between themselves and the creature, they glance back and continue recording, revealing that the creature seemed to chase them for a short distance. The encounter is undeniably terrifying, leaving us to ponder the motives behind the friends' nocturnal adventure. This video was posted by a mom on Facebook, and it depicts a truly frightening and unsettling encounter within their own home. In the video, we see a little girl who appears frightened, and her mom, who is recording, is consoling her. The mom is a designer and has many mannequins in her room, which might seem strange to some, but they're accustomed to it. However, the daughter is terrified because she saw something under the closet door. The mom opens the closet to investigate, and she's a bit startled to see a mannequin standing right in front of her. After checking the closet and closing it, her daughter still looks at the closet door, now even more fearful. Suddenly, the mom glances behind her and notices the door is wide open with the mannequin standing there. The mannequin starts wobbling and then falls to the floor. Witnessing this, the mother and daughter quickly run from the room. This was an extremely unsettling experience, and I'm genuinely concerned about the daughter's mental well-being. I would strongly advise the mother to consider removing these mannequins, especially since the one in the closet appeared to be acting strangely. This clip was recorded by a girl who was out with her family camping in the woods. Soon enough, she decided to wander there, leaving her family behind and venturing deep into the woods to explore. At first, it was normal with nothing but gigantic trees and bushes everywhere, but it did not take her long to spot something in a far distance that looked like a huge animal hiding. She got scared. However, she kept recording whatever she was seeing. Although very blurry, we can clearly see it resembles the perfect description of Bigfoot. But what is amazing from other videos capturing Bigfoot is that we can actually see the feet. The creature, upon moving its leg, reveals what looks like to be a white foot, which is quite interesting if we consider it to be a Bigfoot. As the video was uploaded on YouTube, everyone had mixed reactions. To some, it was a real Bigfoot, and for others, it was someone with a suit on. I will leave it up to you to decide which is the case. Wilderness holds a lot more secrets than we can ever imagine, and this clip is a total testament to that. This man went into the woods to get some fresh air and calm his mind, but he did not expect to leave with memories that will haunt him for life. For the first few minutes, nothing is out of ordinary, just the guy filming the river and looking around. But then he soon started hearing rustling sounds, as if a huge animal was walking somewhere not too far from him. Obviously scared, as any of us should be, he stops right there to look at what was making the sounds, and it did not take him long to spot the creature. As the creature appears on the camera, it resembled a hairy humanoid face, just peering at him from behind a tree. Realizing it is not an animal, but rather the supposedly Bigfoot, he goes closer to get a better view, but the creature seems to shy away, and we can see it running away. After a while of chasing, he is still unable to find it again, so he stops the recording. Was it a real Bigfoot? The face looked pretty authentic, but we can't say for sure based on the body size when it was moving, as it was way too far away and covered by the trees. A group of people were standing on a bridge recording videos, perhaps discussing the local fauna, when something weird happened.
I don't understand why. I don't think anybody What was that?
Hey guys, everybody stay in.
A scary loud sound was heard from the back. Surprised, they moved the cameras towards the spot where the noise came from. Still trying to find what was happening, they kept recording, and after a second, 2 snaps were heard.
No, like we last heard like something fighting in the bushes over there.
I heard something.
What is it?
Oh my god. What the hell is that?
As if someone was breaking the branches of the trees, and it took them a second to see the culprit behind all this.
Oh my god. What the hell is that?
Oh, what the hell? Oh, what the hell is that? What is that?
What is that?
Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god.
What the hell is that?
Guys, that's a Bigfoot.
It's Bigfoot.
It's furry, it's furry. It's got fur on it. I can see what
A gigantic creature was spotted running between the trees, as if trying not to be seen by the humans. The creature had a furry body and was leaping like a human. The appearance only directed at one thing. It was the Bigfoot. So they all thought it would be better to just let it go instead of following it around and getting themselves in a potentially dangerous situation. The video was later uploaded on the internet and gained a lot of attention from everyone. Was it fake or was it real? Uploaded on YouTube in 2015, this thing had everyone who saw it in shock. A long green-colored slimy creature was seen slithering on the ground. However, it looked more like a jelly than a living creature. It had a flat, slimy body which resembled a worm. But what came next was more perplexing. It extended its tongue for a considerable distance, as if it was looking for something with it. But let me tell you, it is a green ribbon worm, part of an unusual group of creatures that can protect themselves with toxin-laden mucus. I have to warn you, if you see one of these, don't touch them. Uploaded on Facebook by a man who claimed he had recorded a monster in a thunderstorm. This video went viral as soon as it hit the internet. It shows a massive creature forming in the sky in the midst of a scary thunderstorm. But then the creature turns, showing its eyes in the camera as well. Soon enough, the pair of scary glowing eyes is completely apparent on the camera. However, ask me and I would say the video looks like it has been edited and probably might be fake. What do you think? This video was recorded by a guy who was driving around at night when something weird came in front of his car and he had to stop. Coming out of the car while recording it all, the guy saw it was not a human or any animal either. It was a very creepy brownish figure with 2 glowing eyes that kept staring straight at him and crawling on the ground in a creepy way. He was recording it all, not believing his eyes, when suddenly the lights of the car turned off. In a second, the guy sensed something very close to him, and before he could react or run, the figure had already approached him. Unfortunately, the video ended right there, leaving us all to wonder what exactly might have happened there. Was it fake or just a bizarre video? Recorded in India a couple of months ago, this video had everyone who saw it in shock. What first appears like a normal night with stray dogs wandering turns into a terrifying experience as the dogs start behaving weirdly. It looked as if they were scared of something coming their direction, and the reason behind that behavior becomes apparent when, after a few seconds, a black smoke figure appears from the front of the camera angle. The figure, which looked like a black smoke ball, turned into a more human-like shape as it came near the camera. The figure went towards where the dogs ran to. Could it be a lost spirit, wandering the streets in search for something it had lost? Humans will always be the curious types, wandering in abandoned and haunted buildings just to find out if they really inhabit ghosts or not. And the same thing was done by this person who went into an old abandoned building just to wander around. However, the current residents of the building were not so ready to see humans around. Even though it was for just a second, it seemed like the figure of a man coming straight for them. However, it immediately disappeared when it reached the sunlight. Was it real, or was it just an edited video? People have talked about Bigfoot for a long time, but it is not always that we get to see a picture or a video that actually makes us think that they might be real. This picture, which was taken by a trail camera in the middle of the forest, featured a creature which was exactly like what people had always imagined Bigfoot to be. It was huge, had dark grayish skin covered completely with hair, had a face which somehow resembled a gorilla, and a posture which made it look like a human. Considering the fact that the picture was taken in a rather remote area where there are no humans even miles around, the chance of it being a human is lessened. However, according to the owner, the creature ran past the camera fast and knocked it while doing so. This was the last frame the motion detection camera caught. Still, if you ask me, there is a chance that the picture might be edited and perhaps fake. In this video, captured by a surveillance camera inside a moving bus, we witness an unusual and startling incident. Suddenly, a deer smashes through one of the bus windows and leaps inside, creating a moment of shock and confusion for everyone on board. The deer, clearly panicked and disoriented, frantically looks for a way out. The bus driver, quickly assessing the situation, acts sensibly. He brings the bus to a stop and opens the doors, providing the frightened deer with an escape route. Thanks to the driver's prompt and calm response, the deer is able to leave the bus and presumably return to its natural habitat. This video, taken from a surveillance camera during the night in an abandoned house, captures a peculiar and eerie sight. Peering out from behind the piece of furniture, we see a strange creature, unlike any familiar animal. It has a small head, large ears that are pointed to the sides, and two small glowing eyes. The only other visible part of the creature is a portion of its long, slim neck. The creature's appearance is unsettling due to its unfamiliarity. The way it cautiously observes its surroundings, only partially revealing itself, adds to the mysterious and somewhat chilling atmosphere of the footage. The video leaves me with more questions than answers. This video begins as a news report detailing a distressing incident where a family's dog was attacked by a coyote in their backyard, occurring surprisingly in broad daylight. The report then transitions to a video capture of the harrowing event. In the footage, we see the coyote aggressively chasing the small dog, eventually catching it by the neck in an attempt to carry it away. The suddenness of the attack and the vulnerability of the pet create a tense and alarming scene. The situation takes a turn when the family, alarmed by the commotion, rushes outside. In a moment of quick thinking, the woman in the family grabs an air horn and blasts it. The loud noise startles the coyote, causing it to release the dog and flee. The family's quick response and use of an air horn likely saved their pet's life, highlighting the importance of being prepared for such unexpected encounters. In this video, two men are filming a documentary inside Michael Jackson's house. As they explore and record the various rooms and hallways, they encounter a mysterious and chilling moment in one of the hallways. The camera captures a strange, translucent figure moving across the room. Its ghostly appearance and the way it seamlessly glides through the space are both intriguing and unsettling. The figure's ethereal quality immediately sparks speculation. Could this possibly be the ghost of Michael Jackson himself? This fleeting glimpse of the translucent figure in the legendary pop star's home leaves a lasting impression. The possibility of it being Michael Jackson's ghost adds an element of intrigue and a slightly eerie feel to the video. In this underwater video, viewers are introduced to a remarkable and unusual sea creature. At first glance, it appears similar to a squid, but upon closer observation, it's evident that this creature is quite different. It possesses two hand-like appendages, which it skillfully uses to navigate through the water. The creature is predominantly white, adding to its unique and somewhat otherworldly appearance. The way it moves, utilizing its hand-like structures, is both fascinating and unlike typical marine animal behavior observed in more familiar species. Anyone know what this creature is? In this video, filmed by a man in a forest, we witness a startling encounter. The man, sensing something unusual in the surroundings, records his exploration. Amidst the frantic movement of the camera, a truly unnerving moment occurs. As the lens passes over a pit, it briefly captures a bizarre humanoid creature. What stands out are its glowing eyes, intensely fixed on the camera. The sudden appearance of this creature in such a remote and natural setting is both eerie and captivating. The glowing eyes in the dimly lit forest create a chilling image that is hard to shake off. Understandably, the man filming is terrified by this unexpected sighting and makes a quick decision to flee the scene. The video leaves me with an unsettled feeling, a mix of curiosity and apprehension. This video was captured on a GoPro camera mounted on a four-wheeler as it traveled along a trail. In the footage, we can see the four-wheeler racing along the path before suddenly coming to a halt. The rider stops because they notice a dark, massive figure crossing the trail at some distance ahead. This strange figure, even at that considerable distance, appears quite huge. It is covered in thick black fur and exhibits a walking posture that resembles that of a human. While some might speculate that it could be an ape or gorilla, such creatures typically do not inhabit this type of environment. Therefore, the most plausible possibility is that this figure could indeed be the legendary Bigfoot. This video originates from Montana and showcases a wolf-like creature, but there are eerie and unusual aspects to its appearance. While it certainly resembles a wolf in some ways, there are distinct differences in its facial features and body structure. What sets this creature apart is its front legs, which are bent in a manner similar to that of a monkey, and its hind legs, which also deviate from the typical wolf anatomy. This peculiar combination has led some viewers to speculate that it might be a werewolf, as such mythical beings often possess these unique body features. Moreover, the creature's facial expression appears both creepy and aggressively predatory, underscoring the sense of unease it evokes. Regardless of its true identity, encountering such a creature on a trail or in the forest would undoubtedly be an unnerving experience. Security cameras are installed to provide us with a sense of safety and surveillance, but at times they capture events that send shivers down our spines. This particular video is from Indonesia, where a car is parked in front of a complex. After a few moments, something truly bizarre occurs. A greenish smoke materializes seemingly out of thin air, shaping itself into a humanoid figure, and then swiftly disappears. The greenish hue of this mysterious smoke gives it an eerie quality, and its transformation into the form of a human girl suggests that it might be a ghost or spirit. What makes this encounter even stranger is that after its passage, the entire atmosphere takes on a greenish tinge, almost as if the ghostly spirit interacted with the surrounding light or became visible near the installed light bulb. What are your thoughts on this mysterious phenomenon? Uploaded on YouTube in 2020, this video looks like something straight out of a horror movie. In just a couple of seconds, it gives us a glimpse into how scary the world could be if we could see the ghosts with naked eyes. It was recorded by a security camera set up in the Garden of Ninfa in Italy, a place otherwise known as one of sublime romantic beauty. It is basically the ruins of a medieval town near Rome, and for now, a great sight for tourists. However, this clip just gives us a glimpse of its most terrifying side, as we spot a ghost crawling on the ground. It appeared to have no legs and disappeared into the bushes just seconds after appearing on the camera. It could be a genuine ghostly encounter, given that Italy as a whole has such a fierce history. Could it be a soldier's ghost reliving its struggling last moments? Humans have always been curious in nature, and untouched places where no one has been for years always spark a pinch of curiosity in us. The same thing happened to this man who saw an abandoned cabin in the middle of the woods and decided to explore it, and that too in the dead of the night. As darkness covered everything, the man moved in the unexplored territory with just his flashlight and camera on, unknown to the danger that was about to come his way. As he moves forward and goes into the cabin, a creepy cryptid appears on the camera, stunned by the sudden appearance of the human who had disturbed its peace. At first, it looked like a cardboard piece or something, but the glowing eyes and the way it slightly turned after spotting the man makes it look legit. The creature was small, had black skin, and two piercingly glowing eyes, giving it a look of a devil in the making. This was enough to freak the man out as he runs for his life. What exactly was that thing? A demon, a ghost, or something else? Uploaded on YouTube a couple of years ago by a man who claimed he had finally recorded a ghost in the cemetery, this clip shows us a weird shadow moving around behind a tombstone. For seconds straight, the shadow keeps moving around. However, the question here is, why exactly was the man there with a camera and a flashlight in the middle of a cemetery so late at night? And why did the ghost not come out of its hiding place and scare the man away? Was it even a real ghost? Or was it just a prank to fool everyone on the internet? This clip was recorded by a man who was running around in the woods when he started hearing weird sounds. According to him, it sounded like a human, so he decided to go and check who it was or if it was someone in need of help. In search of the origin of the voice, he got closer to a well that had been abandoned for hundreds of years and was famous for being haunted. As he got closer, his camera and his eyes both saw a creature in the depths of the well, looking straight at him. The creature of the well had a darkish appearance, with eyes that were glowing with blue light. The sight was so scary, it made the man run for his life, not even thinking twice about the voice he had heard before. Was it the creature that was making these sounds to lure the human nearby? Or was it someone who had fallen into the creature's trap before? I guess as the man ran away and never went back, we might never know. While a family was busy having dinner, the man noticed something weird happening on the camera screen they had in their house. He spotted something unusual on the street and went closer to have a better look. However, still not understanding what it was, the man even shared the video recording on YouTube and also to the mainstream media. The clip showed a weird smoky figure gliding on the street. According to the family, it was a ghost, but many people on YouTube had other opinions. However, even if we consider it as a faulty camera, we can still see the speed with which the figure was floating. It looks a bit too eerie even for a camera glitch. Recorded in 2014, this clip gives us a glimpse of how scary nature can be and how vulnerable our pets are. As the afternoon approached and the family let the dog out for a bit, they did not know that a coyote was nearby plotting its attack on the poor dog. The coyote came closer and started dragging the dog with it, who, being small, was quite an easy target for it, and would have been easily dragged away if it was not for the chain it was tied up with. That is why, after trying for a few seconds, the coyote gave up and left the dog and ran. But also most likely because at the end of the video we can spot the leg of someone, supposedly who came to save the dog. That encounter was a miracle for the dog, considering just how vicious coyote attacks can be. This clip, filmed in 2023, might make you think twice about leaving your pantry door open. A frustrated homeowner, tired of finding his pantry perpetually ajar, decided to catch the culprit on camera. What he filmed was unsettling, but not exactly what he expected. The pantry door creaks open on its own, nothing inside. Then, a wild twist, a faint, wispy figure peering down. From my perspective, it looks like the face of a woman with long dark hair, looking as if calling for help. Could it be the ghost of someone who lost their life in a violent event in that house? The man in this clip was coming back to his office from the cafeteria, but as he reached the running point of the lobby, he was horribly pushed back by an unknown entity. Even when he tried holding the wall, he was lifted up, then slammed back onto the ground. The man hardly made it out alive, as whatever the entity was, it was all into dragging him with it. Was this a well-coordinated stunt, or was it an angry ghost coming to get their revenge? What do you think? Uploaded on YouTube a couple of years ago, this video claimed to have recorded a ghost. As the man leaves the camera recording in the basement and goes upstairs, we can sense something weird that is going on in the room. Moments after the door slightly moves and then a weird face appears from inside the other room. It looked like the face of a man, but that was all. No hands or body or anything else was there. Just a floating face looking straight towards the camera before disappearing back into the darkness. According to the man, he had sensed an unusual presence in his home before too, and that is why he left the camera there. I would certainly move out of the house the second I saw this video. This video went viral in 2020, one when a security camera recorded a man and woman busy in their usual routine getting into the car when a bobcat attacked the woman. The husband rushed in to help his wife, and in the process got hold of the cat. After getting it away from his wife, he tossed the cat into the yard, which startlingly, the bobcat made it make a run for its life, leaving the family alone. This video was posted by an individual on Facebook who claimed that his friend filmed two creatures resembling Bigfoots in Yellowstone. The video depicts a vast field, and in the distance, there are two black figures in motion. These figures appear to be similar to apes or gorillas crossing the field. However, even from this long distance, their gait and posture appear human-like, and they have substantial sizes. While gorillas can also grow to large sizes, they don't typically reach the same height as these creatures. Additionally, these two beings' full bodies seem to be covered in thick black fur. The identity of these creatures remains uncertain, and whether they are truly Bigfoots or another type of wildlife is a subject of debate. Encountering something unexplained is frightening in itself, but being stalked by an inexplicable entity takes fear to a whole new level. This video was captured by a trail camera, and initially it appears to show a swamp scene with a deer passing in front of the camera. Nothing unusual, right? However, if you zoom in on the top right corner of the video, you'll notice something lurking behind the trees. As the deer moves past, this mysterious figure also shifts from its hiding spot. It seems like this stalking creature may have been lying in wait for the deer or was attempting to be stealthy in its pursuit. From the video, the creature appears quite large in size and has a robust body frame. To some, it might resemble a Bigfoot, lurking and possibly hunting for its next meal. Security cameras are typically installed in homes to provide a sense of security and safety, reassuring us that we are protected. However, there are times when these cameras capture something that makes us feel quite the opposite, unsettled and unsafe. This picture was shared on Reddit's Creepy Captures subreddit by a user who recounted a strange incident. The user explained that it was midnight when their door security alarm went off. Naturally, they went to check who might be at the door, but to their surprise, there was no one there. Intrigued and concerned, they decided to review the camera footage, and that's when they came across this eerie figure. The figure in the image looks as though it's right out of a horror movie. It has a Slender Man-like face and an overall creepy appearance. Moreover, it seems to be holding something in its hand, adding to the mystery and unease surrounding it. Whatever this bizarre creature may be, one can only hope it never pays them a visit in person. Driving on a deserted road can indeed be a creepy and eerie experience, and encountering something like a werewolf would be the stuff of nightmares for any driver. In this particular case, the driver was cruising along a quiet road when they suddenly slammed on their brakes after spotting something highly unusual at the roadside. This creature doesn't resemble any familiar species. While some might argue that it has a wolf-like appearance, a closer look reveals some very peculiar traits. Unlike regular wolves, this creature appears to be strolling about on its hind legs, which is quite unusual. Additionally, its arms seem skeletal and lacking flesh. Its ears might resemble those of a dog, but the combination of its arm structure and the way it walks on its hind legs gives it an eerie, almost monstrous quality. The big question here is, what could this creature possibly be? A man was peacefully sleeping when suddenly his ducks outside started making a ruckus as if they were under attack by some predator. In a hurry, he rushed outside with his camera, hoping to capture whatever was disturbing them. As he pointed his camera towards their shelter, everything seemed normal at first. However, if we rewind the video and slow it down, we can spot an eerie sight. A pair of eerie, lifeless glowing eyes lurking near the duck's house. These mysterious eyes quickly darted out of view when the camera turned their way. In the moment, the man recording the video didn't notice the unsettling eyes, but when he later reviewed the footage, he was shocked by what he saw. Now, he's much more likely to believe his ducks when they start making a commotion again. In a video captured by a hiker during a trip through the Canadian forest, something initially appeared to be a lurking bear among the trees. However, as the hiker zoomed in for a closer look, it became clear that this was no bear. Strangely, this creature seemed to recognize the hiker, despite the hiker's attempts to remain hidden in some bushes. For some time, This mysterious creature simply stared blankly at the hiker, almost as if it was studying him. Eventually, it retreated back into the depths of the forest. What makes this encounter especially eerie is the uncertainty of its intention. Right from the beginning, this creature appeared massive, even though we never got a full view of its body. It was covered in thick orange-brown fur and bore a striking resemblance to the legendary Bigfoot. In a video shared by a seashell collector during a routine beachcombing adventure, something rare and peculiar was discovered. The collector, equipped with gripping tools, spotted an unusual object protruding from the sandy surface. With careful effort, he extracted the mysterious find, revealing a strange alien-like creature. To the collector's surprise, this creature had an unsettling lower side and a circular mouth surrounded by tentacles. Some viewers suggested it might be a trilobite, an extinct species of marine arthropods. However, trilobites are believed to have disappeared around 250 million years ago, making it highly improbable for the creature to be one of them. It could be something resembling a trilobite, or perhaps a prop designed to mimic it. Regardless, the discovery is both fascinating and a bit disconcerting, considering these creatures may be living hidden on beaches in such a peculiar manner. People have been believing in ghosts forever, but times when someone has actually seen the ghosts are very rare. However, these people who were out on a foggy night, enjoying the winter season, when they sensed that there was someone standing in the middle of the road, it did not take long for the figure in the fog to become slightly clear, and they could see it was moving around the road. Unable to make out if it was a real human or a ghost, they stopped the car and waited. However, it didn't take long for the figure to start moving towards the car, which freaked all of them out. And they decided to reverse the car and drive away. For me, it does look like a ghost. If nothing else, and it is in fact just a man, this does not make it any less creepy. Recorded in 2021 by another guy who has spent years of his life on finding Bigfoots, and this time he came upon a jackpot. A huge shelter in the middle of the woods, somewhere in Canada, is what he saw. Knowing that he will find some concrete evidence here, he mounted his trail camera on the tree nearby and left after recording a good bunch of videos of the shelter. As he returned the next day to see what was going on there, he saw broken trees everywhere. Shocked at what might have resulted in this situation, he took his camera and went back. At home, he found that the trail camera had recorded a couple of pictures and clips of the beast responsible for all the destruction and living in that shelter. It was a huge being with a body completely covered with black fur and a walk like a man. According to the man, this beast was feeding on rotten flesh of the animals and has been destroying trees in other places as well. And personally, this looks real to me as well. In this minute-long video, we see two guys driving late at night in Malaysia as they witness the most terrifying ghost sighting ever. To give you the context, the video was recorded by the dash cam of the car as they were going over the famous Penang Bridge, famous for suicides. There have been multiple ghost sightings before as well, and this was the first time it was ever recorded. The woman in a red dress appears on the left side of the road first. Then again, as they move forward, and in the end, she appears right in the middle of the road, forcing the guys to stop the car. Even then, she does not look at them or anything, but just keeps moving forward, making the guys freak out as they should and reverse their car, regretting their decision of driving at night. Ask me, and I would say that it looks like a ghost, and considering how others have seen ghosts on the bridge before too, this might be an authentic clip as well. Trail cameras have been used for years to keep a check on the daily activities of the animals. However, there are times when these cameras have recorded things that shock the whole world. Take this video, for instance. For about 3 minutes straight, it shows a creature trying to mess up the camera while preventing successfully from being captured on it. Now, there could be a possibility that the motion detecting thing on these cameras triggered the creature and it decided to destroy it. While the creature was busy doing its job, we can hear its breathing sounds too, as if it tried to bite out of the camera, even though a lot of people related it to the existence of Bigfoot. For me, it could easily be any animal like a bear, annoyed by the camera recording it all the time. While a husband and wife were up on the snow-covered mountains hiking in January 2013, they heard something strange. Eager to get it on record, the man takes out the phone and starts recording a video in case the sound emerges again. At first, we hear nothing, but then a terrifying growl can be heard echoing the mountain, scaring the couple.
Oh, this is it. Maybe what, 2012? It was 2013.
As the growls started getting louder and louder, the couple thought it would be better to get out of the place. According to them, it was a remote area with hardly any humans around, and they have gone there for hiking a number of times and never heard anything like that. The scream covering the whole area sounded like a beast, all angry, ready to cause chaos anywhere it will go. Thankfully, the couple got away safe before the creature could get close to them. And to be honest, that sounded unlike any animal. So there is a big chance it was of a Sasquatch or some other deadly creature wandering in the woods. A security camera mounted in front of a house to keep an eye on intruders and burglars recorded something so unusual that it had everyone in shock. Back in 2010, this clip was recorded and uploaded by a man in Kentucky who claimed his camera had recorded a Sasquatch roaming around. According to the man, his chickens have been going missing too, and he couldn't put blame on anyone until he had gotten his hands on this footage. The creature appears for a few seconds before disappearing back into the darkness. Now, even though the man who uploaded was so convinced about this being a Sasquatch, for me, it could easily be just a human passing by the trees, and due to the darkness, it got recorded this way on the camera. Moreover, in my opinion, the quality of the clip is not really good to determine if what we saw was a Sasquatch or not. The owners of this car were fast asleep when chaos landed on the vehicle standing in the yard. The bear, spotting the car, knew it had to go break into it and find food. All this happened around 1 in the morning when the Ring camera captured this huge bear first approaching the car, sniffing it a bit, and then effortlessly opening the car door and hopping inside. After that, the video is quite a few minutes long, and all the time the bear is inside the car looking for snacks. Driving out late at night can very easily turn into a nightmare, especially when you are driving around in the middle of nowhere like this guy did. He was driving outside the city and in the area where humans aren't found miles around. As he stopped the car to rest a little, he sensed someone watching him, and it did not take the creature long to come out of hiding and crawl on the ground before disappearing behind the bushes on the other side. The guy obviously freaked out enough, reversed the car, and drove as fast as he could out of the place, deciding to never come back there. The video, when uploaded on the internet, had everyone shocked to see the whitish, human-like figure crawling on the ground in the creepiest way possible. However, ask me, and I'd say there is always a possibility of it being a human with a costume on trying to prank others. What do you think? Apparently, someone was randomly flying their drone in the forest during winter, and by accident they claim to have captured a really fascinating sight that raises many questions about the existence of Bigfoot. The drone footage appears to show a hairy brown and large creature strolling on 2 legs, looking very similarly to the well-known description of the Bigfoot. But is it really? The owner claimed to have captured this somewhere rather remote, where people would for sure not walk randomly in a forest, especially not dressed like this. Could it be a clever hoax or a case of misidentification? The video certainly provides food for thought and sparks the imagination of one. It's fascinating to consider the possibility that there may be undiscovered creatures out there waiting to be found. But until there is concrete evidence, the mystery of Bigfoot remains just that, a mystery. What do you think? Is this video proof of Bigfoot's existence, or just another piece in the puzzle? Only time will tell. It seems that the woods will forever have its mysteries. In this footage, another terrifying mystery develops via the lens of a thermal camera in the cryptic depths of the woods. Again, just as in the last clip, the owner claims that this was taken in a remote part of a forest at night, a place and time where you would not expect to see anyone strolling around. The footage shows a massive figure, humanoid yet unearthly, moving in the night with strange elegance. Its size dwarfs that of a mere human. According to its movement, not a normal human would walk in this manner. So, what is it? Do you see how it sways its arms as it runs? I'm grateful for technological advancements that have enabled us to spot this being, but still, its features are strange, and some claimed it to be a monkey wandering in the forest. As far as I know, this was taken somewhere in the United States, and I am pretty sure there are no monkeys wandering around in forests there. Is this just a clever hoax, or does it reveal that there will always be species we do not know of, like the Bigfoot? One cannot help but wonder if the truth is hidden not just in this creature. This guy was out in a snowy location, and he seems to be looking for something. As the recording continues and he consistently scans the area, an unsettling appearance discloses itself. A white creature appears out of nowhere, startling him. We only get a slight sight of it, possibly because the person filming must have dropped their phone after seeing it. But we do get a decent look at it. It seems to have the shape of the head of a goat. It has glowing eyes and does not move as it meets face to face with the recorder of this video. Could this guy be in the presence of an otherworldly creature? Perhaps an alien, or, in a more sinister case, a shape-shifting skinwalker. This next video adds to the mystery of the woods and the Bigfoot. Some guys were hiking in a forest and they started hearing grunts in the forest, so they got ready for an animal, while at the same time still wanting to film it. This is what they caught. This video captures a mysterious creature wandering amidst the trees in the woods, covered in thick black fur. What makes it chilling is the size of this entity. If I would approximate its height, it looks to be 7 to 8 foot tall. Is it a new species, or perhaps something long thought to be extinct? Or, to be more exact, could this be Bigfoot? What do you think? Is it fake? A person in a really well-made Bigfoot costume, or is it authentic? You know what's more chilling than Bigfoots strolling in a forest next to you, a creature stalking you in the woods. In this next video, we see a man walking around the woods as he is recording, but things are off. In a distant tree, right in front of him, we see a creature stalking him behind a tree. The video is a little bit shaky and we cannot fully distinguish its facial features, and only its upper body can be seen, which appears as if to be covered in an oversized hoodie. To me, I think it could be a bear peeping at him, but it would be weird. Personally, I have never seen such a timid bear. Why it isn't chasing or threatening the man? Truth be told, I would prefer Bigfoot stalking me. At least they don't eat you alive like bears do. I don't know what to consider interesting in this video. This guy not panicking, or the creature. This video, said to be from Port Renfrew, British Columbia, shows a sighting of a creature that people are calling the mighty Bigfoot. The footage happens in a thick wooded area, and you can see a mysterious figure behind the trees. The creature looks huge, covered in thick black fur all over its body. At first it might seem like a bear, but when you look at the size in the video, it's bigger than a typical bear. Also, if you take a closer look, especially when you slow down the video around the 1 minute mark, you can see a single eye, and interestingly, it looks a bit like a humanoid. These unique features match with the descriptions usually linked to Bigfoot sightings. As for how real the video is, it seems pretty genuine. The footage is clear, and there are no obvious signs of it being manipulated. What do you think about this interesting video? This video, which got a lot of attention in 2012, shows a hiker going on an adventure in a snowy forest and catching a rare sight. As the video starts, you see a beautiful scene of a forest covered in snow. However, in the distance, there's a big figure walking around. The creature is hard to see at first, hidden by the thick trees, but towards the end of the video, it comes a bit closer, showing more human-like features. This tall creature, similar to the one mentioned before, is covered in thick black fur and stands in a really human-like way. But there's something annoying about this video that when the creature was almost visible up close, the video ends. However, to me it seems like the hiker might have been surprised by how close the creature was, so they quickly turned off the camera and left in a hurry, thinking their safety is way more important than the footage. Would you have done the same? There's a strange fascination that people have with exploring desolate places at night, and this video from India illustrates the consequences of such ventures. In it, a visibly frightened man finds himself in the midst of a forest, expressing a sense of cold and fear. As he records his surroundings, a bone-chilling snorting noise emanates from the darkness ahead, prompting the man to break into a run. Upon closer examination, slowing down the video reveals not just one, but two enigmatic figures pursuing him. These entities bear a resemblance to Slender Man, with a slightly diminished height but featuring the same faceless visage. The authenticity of this video seems plausible, adding to the eerie atmosphere. However, the lingering question remains: what compelled this individual to venture at such a late hour? The original source of this footage remains unknown, but it has garnered significant popularity within the Spanish-speaking community. In the video recorded by a hiker, a ghostly figure emerges in the heart of a forest, resembling a witch. As the hiker zooms in, the unsettling and devil-like facial features of this creature become more apparent. The entity exudes an aura of pure malevolence, adorned with long nails, and appears engaged in some mysterious activity with a cloth hanging on a rope. What heightens the unease for me is the witch's direct and piercing stare, seemingly delving into the viewer's soul. Adding to the eerie narrative, the hiker recounts being cautioned by locals about the haunting presence of a witch's spirit in the forest. Despite such warnings, the hiker initially dismissed them as mere rumors. Many of the reported Bigfoot sightings seem to be concentrated in Canadian forests, suggesting that Canada might be a hub for these legendary figures. This particular video originates from the Canadian National Parks of Banff, Alberta. The footage unfolds in a snowy wooded area, with the person recording the video clearly uneasy by something unseen. The camera pans and zooms, attempting to identify the source of the unease. Suddenly, the cause of the disturbance becomes evident. A massive head can be seen peeking out from behind a tree, seemingly stalking the cameraman. The head is imposing, resembling that of a hefty gorilla or ape. The intriguing part is that Canada lacks a native gorilla or ape population, further deepening the mystery of this creature's identity. However, the cameraman, convinced that it was indeed a Bigfoot, claims to have encountered it earlier. The truly unsettling aspect of this video for me is the massive creature lurking and stalking from behind a tree. If I were in the cameraman's position, instead of recording, the instinct to run away without looking back would likely be my choice. This video became really popular on Reddit because it supposedly captured the moment a giant was spotted in a forest. Filmed by a trail camera, the footage shows a forest scene, and as the camera zooms in, a huge creature covered in thick brown fur appears, busy with its own activities. The immense size of the upper body suggests a creature of significant proportions. Unfortunately, the video doesn't show the face of this mysterious being. While it could be a bear, the fact that the face isn't visible adds uncertainty. The question remains, was this really a sighting of a giant, or is it still a mystery, an unknown creature hiding in the depths of the forest? Do you believe in aliens? If not, this video might just change your perspective. Recorded by a homeowner returning from buying medicine, the footage captures an unusual figure moving in the driveway. As the camera focuses, a humanoid-shaped creature emerges from the darkness, its head displaying an eerie and somewhat creepy resemblance to the aliens we often see in movies. This creature, with its blurry appearance and a lower body proportioned like that of an alien, lingers in the driveway for a while before retreating back into the darkness. The mysterious encounter raises the strange question: what could this alien-like entity be doing in the homeowner's driveway? This video, originating from India, captures what could be described as a nightmare scenario for a rancher. The security camera footage unfolds in the backyard of a house, where vehicles are parked. The rancher emerges into the backyard, only to be startled by his shelter cow rushing towards him in distress. Recognizing that something is amiss, the rancher is suddenly confronted by the source of the cow's fear. The lion is in hot pursuit of a calf and manages to grab hold of it. In a moment of swift and impressive action, the rancher showcases remarkable log throwing skills, striking the lion with precision. The impact prompts the lion to release the calf and flee. Following this intense encounter, other cows enter the backyard, also alarmed by the lion's attack. This incident proves to be a tense and challenging moment for the rancher and the distressed cows. Nevertheless, the rancher's quick and courageous response in defending his livestock should be praised. I am not sure I would have had the same guts. When we think of clowns, we often associate them with humor and laughter, but for some, the concept evokes phobias, and this video vividly illustrates why. A photographer deployed his drone to capture scenic shots of a cornfield. As he raised the drone, he casually waved at it before directing it toward the cornfield, obtaining captivating cinematic shots. However, the footage took an eerie turn when he stumbled upon something unsettling. In one shot, the drone encountered a mysterious figure in an orange outfit with a clown mask, eerily staring back at the camera from within the cornfield. A momentary standoff between the drone and the clown ensued, after which the clown swiftly ran towards the woods, disappearing from view. This peculiar video raises numerous questions, such as the unsettling presence of the clown in the middle of the fields, and the reasons behind its intense gaze towards the drone. The mysteries surrounding this encounter leave us with a sense of curiosity, prompting speculation about the clown's motives and presence in such an unexpected location. Was it all a setup, or are there truly such disturbed people out there? When we were kids, we loved the idea of mermaids, but as we got older, we started thinking they were just made up. However, this video has made me rethink things. Filmed by a scientist, the video shows a beach scene with what seems like a human skeleton at first. But if you look closer, it's not a human skeleton. The creature's bones are strange, with long, sharp teeth and no human legs. Instead, it has a fish-like tail. The scientist carefully cleans the skeleton, revealing more weird things like thorns on its head that look like a crown. This mysterious creature is unlike anything we've seen in stories or real life. The mystery deepens as the scientist guesses that this creature might have come from the 95% of the ocean that we haven't explored yet. The idea that a creature like this could wash up on the beach makes me curious about what's in the unknown parts of our oceans. This video takes place in New Mexico, and it might make you a bit nervous about taking a nighttime drive on a country road. The footage was captured with a dash camera, showing the view of the road. As the vehicle continues on its way, something catches our attention on the roadside. At first, it seems like it might be just a white bag or something similar lying there. But as the vehicle gets closer, we can make out the head of this eerie creature. It's quite ghostly and appears to have a humanoid head hunched over on the side of the road. Its texture and color are white. What's really strange is that this creature doesn't seem to have any legs or a normal body. It's more like a lower snake-like part. Whatever it is, encountering something like this on a nighttime drive is definitely something most people would want to avoid. Have you ever had that eerie feeling that someone's watching you? Well, sometimes that feeling might be spot on. In this video, two friends were traveling from California to Arizona when they came across something really odd. While they were in a mountainous area, one of the friends noticed something lurking in the bushes on the mountain. They started recording, and in the footage, you can see a dark black creature in the distance, seemingly keeping an eye on them. This creature appears to have a humanoid head and resembles an ape or gorilla. However, it's puzzling because there were no nearby forests, and apes and gorillas typically live in forests. The friends claimed it might be a Bigfoot, but it's tough to say for sure due to the limited evidence. Trail cameras are pretty cool because they show us some amazing bits of nature we might not get to see in person. In this video, which was taken with a trail camera, we're looking at a snowy trail. However, there's something strange. As the video begins, a really tall stick-like figure starts moving in the distance. This figure is gigantic and has two long stick legs, and it doesn't seem to have a normal body. It's more like those stickman characters you might have seen. This stickman-like figure casually crosses the road, going about its day as if it's just a regular workday. It's a really strange sight, and I haven't even seen anything like this in movies. This video comes all the way from Russia, and it claims to show a real sighting of the legendary Yeti. In the video, we're in a snowy place, and then, out from behind a tree, a massive creature appears. When you see it, you'll notice just how big this creature is, especially when you compare it to the nearby trees. It's covered in white fur, which might make you think of a polar bear at first, but its sheer size is pretty startling and unusual. What's even more strange is that when this creature takes a few steps, you can see its entire body, and it's standing on 2 hind legs. Polar bears typically can't do that. So if it's not a polar bear, could it be the legendary Yeti? Or perhaps something even more mysterious and cryptic than that? A group of construction workers, busy with their pipe-laying job, started hearing unusual sounds coming from one of the sewer holes. They got curious and decided to investigate. In the video, you can hear the workers discussing the strange noises coming from the sewer. As they work, one of the workers, recording the scene, moves closer to the sewer hole to get a better look. Suddenly, a weird and creepy head pops out for just a moment before disappearing. This really spooks the workers, and they quickly step back, looking quite startled. Upon closer examination, that mysterious head appeared to be that of a lady ghost. It had a dark complexion and some very odd, alien-like eyes. After this eerie encounter, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these construction workers thought about quitting their jobs the next day. I think horses are some of the most loyal and powerful animals around, but there are things that can even frighten these strong-willed creatures. This video is from a horse stable, showing us the view of the stable with horses in it. Out of the blue, one of the horses gets spooked, as if it sensed some kind of danger nearby. All the other horses in the stable also become uneasy and anxious, like something has entered their space and is causing them fear. After a while, we get to see what's causing all this commotion. It turns out to be a strange, unknown creature. This peculiar entity comes into contact with one of the horses and seems to be doing something to it. The horse, after this encounter, is really scared and calls out for help. What do you think this odd-looking creature could be? Could it be a ghost? This video comes from a hiker who was out exploring the beauty of nature but stumbled upon something quite remarkable. In the video, we're looking at a scene with bushes, and there's someone standing behind those bushes. This figure or creature appears to be covered in black fur. At first, it seems like it might be a bear or a gorilla lurking behind the bushes. However, things take a surprising turn when this figure suddenly stands up, revealing that it's actually a humanoid figure. This unexpected sight spooked the hiker, who wisely decided to make a quick retreat to safety, just in case this strange being decided to follow. Many viewers of this video suggest that it could be the legendary Bigfoot, but the bushes concealing it make it a bit harder to say for certain. Regardless of what it might be, this creature's behavior did give off a somewhat eerie vibe. It's always a good idea to stay away from things you don't understand, or things that might be more powerful than you. This video takes place in Canada, and shows a snowy forest area. The person behind the camera seems quite alarmed, possibly because something is chasing them or making them nervous. The camera person zooms in on the woods in the distance, trying to capture whatever it is that's bothering them. Then, they spot a dark humanoid figure walking in the woods. Realizing this, the camera person decides to run away in a hurry. This figure, based on its towering height and the way it walks like a human, seems to resemble the legendary Bigfoot. The hiker also mentioned that they had seen this thing stalking them before, which explains why they were so frightened and uneasy before recording the video. As this family went for a picnic out in the wild, they had no idea what they were about to witness. At first, they spotted just some branch piles. But after some time, they started sensing that someone was following them. As they took their cameras out and started recording, they succeeded in capturing a shadowy figure standing behind one of the trees. It was daytime with everything clear, but still, they couldn't make out what exactly the figure standing was, staring at them. Was it the infamous Bigfoot? Or was it some other mysterious deadly creature lurking in the depths of the woods? For the first few seconds, they did not think much of the creature, but then it started to come closer to them, freaking them out, and so they ended up running away. What was that thing? Recorded and uploaded in 2007 by a security camera mounted on a highway, this clip shows a mysterious creature crossing the road in the scariest manner. In the middle of the night, when hardly any traffic could be seen, the creature, which looked like a crouched humanoid figure, came from one side of the road and disappeared on the other after crossing. If we slow the video down and stabilize it a bit, we can see that the figure clearly had 4 limbs and a head, but it is the walk that makes it unlike any human. As the video hit the internet, it had everyone in shock. No one could tell what it was. To some, it was an alienoid creature, while to others, this was proof of the existence of the famous rake. Ask me, and I'd say I lean towards the idea that this is footage of the rake. What do you think? This video was released by the police back in 2006, following the disappearance of a hiker in the remote forests of northwestern Alberta, Canada. The mystery surrounding this case remains unsolved to this day. In the video, the hiker is exploring the wilderness of northwestern Alberta. He mentions that the local townspeople had been talking about strange events occurring in the forest.
I'm currently up in the woods due to, well, what the town's been talking about, how there's been some weird occurrences.
As he's talking, a growling, yell-like noise echoes from a distance, sending shivers down the hiker's spine.
Oh god. What?
It's a terrifying sound, and he begins to fear that something aggressive might be nearby. Startled and frightened, the hiker hastily makes a run for it. As he flees, the camera captures the sound of branches snapping under the weight of something moving through the woods. The hiker eventually stops running, but just as he does, that eerie growling noise returns, and he resumes his frantic sprint.
Okay, alright. Okay, I'm not like this. Oh, shit, I can't.
Sadly, during his panicked escape, he trips and falls to the ground. As he gasps for breath, the camera points upwards towards the trees. Then, ominous rumbling footsteps can be heard approaching. The video goes dark, and as it does, we're left with the unsettling sound of something breaking. Whether the breaking sound was of branches or something even more chilling, like the hiker's bones, remains a haunting mystery, recorded by 2 men who were driving home when they spotted a man standing on the side of the road, more near the trees and bushes than the road. Thinking he might be in need of some help, they stopped the car and shouted at him to get his attention.
Buddy! How you doing? Oh! Just some cruisers, man. crazy shit. This guy's crawling at me like a goddamn... What's up, dude?
The man who already had all his attention towards these guys started moving towards them, but that's when the scary stuff happened. The man wasn't moving in a normal way. He was crawling in a creepy manner and had a weird look on his face as well. It looked like a zombie or something, which of course scared the men so much they thought it better to just start their car and move as fast as they could out of the place, leaving the creepy man behind. As the video was uploaded, many people claimed that it could be the infamous Skinwalker, who was approaching the men with ill intentions, of course. And truth be told, I myself think this clip and the creepy guy are both very real and very terrifying. According to the man who recorded this clip, he was crossing the bridge when he heard sounds coming from underneath, so he went in to investigate. At first, there was nothing but unusually grown weed everywhere, but after a few seconds, he could see where the noise was coming from because just then, a weird figure appeared in the darkness. Before we could make out what the figure was and what it was doing there, it ran, which freaked the man out as well, and he ended up running for his life and stopped recording the video. As he uploaded it on the internet to see what others had to say about it, he got hundreds of multiple theories from people. For some, it was the rake, while for others, it was just a homeless man scared of someone finding out his hiding place. This happened in India when a lion entered a building while the security guard was just sitting at the entrance. As the guy failed to see what had happened and how a potentially dangerous predator had entered the building, he went back to his seat without investigating the matter. The lion, on the other hand, went inside and wandered here and there for quite some time. Unable to find any human, it gave up soon and went back up through the gate and probably moved to the next building. The guard had very little clue to what was happening there. Even if he saw the lion before going in, I am not sure he would have been able to do anything. Imagine having a nice family dinner in a restaurant when a deer on the street decides to pay you an unwilling visit in the most surprising manner. This is exactly what happened to this family when they were busy having their dinner when a deer smashed through the window. The girl in the blue dress even got some glass on her, and the whole family freaked out. Thankfully, none of them got hurt badly. The deer, on the other hand, struggled a little getting itself stuck in the middle of the restaurant full of humans. Thankfully, one of the men was smart enough to open the door for the deer, and so it moved out without doing any other damage. In this video, we see two boys casually filming themselves on the terrace of their house, enjoying a relaxed moment with their dog. The atmosphere is lighthearted as they engage in a playful game, tossing a ball for their dog to chase on the grass in their courtyard. However, the mood shifts when they notice something unusual in the forest bordering their property. Through the trees, they spot a tall, black, humanoid figure seemingly watching them. One of the boys, upon realizing the presence of this mysterious creature, alerts his friend and turns the camera towards the forest to capture it. The footage shows the creature moving behind the trees, its tall and humanoid form distinctly visible. This unexpected and somewhat ominous sighting casts a shadow over the previously carefree scene. The video ends leaving me with an unsettled feeling caused by the unknown nature of this creature that is being so close to a residential area. For more captivating content like this, click here. Thank you for tuning in.